Are we good to go? Is that recording?
We said no eye contact.
Yeah, I noticed that last time. I was like, you're the one that brought it up, and you were staring me in the face.
Well, it's up to you. I'm being silly.
The whole time, dude.
It's weird not to make eye contact when you talk to
It
someone.
is. It's strange.
It's weird to make eye contact with a machine.
Ooh, baby.
I
But we are recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that?
On all of it.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
I went to the bathroom and I started recording in case you started talking to yourself and saying how much you hated me, so I could catch it on tape.
I don't think I was doing anything. I might have been making some sound. I think I did a mic check 1 2 1 2.
Cool. We'll catch it. I like to record people without them knowing.
I was speaking in my head very loud, so maybe that came through.
That'd be cool.
I was talking in my head really loud.
Telepathic stuff.
Dude, where did you eat my fucking pen?
You want this pen back?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll be good. I'll need it at some point.
You could take. Well, this is my pen, but you could take one of the pens over on that table.
I'll be right back. Why don't you start talking? Say something funny.
Okay, sounds good. I think 9/11 was an inside job.
Light. Keep it light. Where's my pen? Whatever. I can use this one. So Donovan put my pen up his asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go get a different pen.
This one is in black. This one's in blue. Black and blue.
Oh, baby.
I steal pens from work all the time, so it's one of the good things about having a day job.
You get to steal pens?
I steal.
I thought you were all online.
I come in once a month to steal pens.
Boss
we
is
come in a
like,
few days a month.
come on in to steal some office supplies once a month.
Get your Post-its. Get some snacks.
Yeah.
It is cool. Every time we go in now, they like feed us snacks. They're like, we know you fucking hate it here, so.
Dude, I have the sniffles a little bit, and I just realized I've probably been subconsciously sniffing throughout the last 45 minutes.
No, I would have noticed and been annoyed by it, so I think you're good.
That is an unspoken great part of a day job, is what you said, is sometimes you get free shit. You can steal office supplies. Sometimes you get cake for free.
Yeah, if you count up all
really terrible birthday cake.
they
That's pretty sweet.
They kept bees on the roof of our building, which is like 30 stories high, or 40 maybe. And they were like growing honey. And then they made this honey and they gave us a jar of honey, and it's really good. It's like raw honey.
Wait, for real? For real?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
and I work in
awesome.
a skyscraper downtown, and on their roof, it's like some initiative where it's like, yeah, they had like 2 full hives of bees, and they made enough to like give everyone who wanted one like a jar of raw honey from the. And then like they process it on the west side, but it's like the freshest, rawest honey possible, grown on a skyscraper downtown. I have a little bit. You can have a little nibble. It is like
I would
really
love
good.
some. It's also supposed to be. It's also supposed to be like really good for allergies.
Well,
It's using local honey.
Yeah, the more local your honey, the more like in tune with your like world it is and like your environment.
Yeah, it's got the pollens in it. Like
Native
so, the
pollen,
whole
yeah.
idea. It doesn't matter. I'm not a scientist.
I'm into bugs.
Dude, I'm into bugs.
I know you are. You're a little bug boy. If I was in Pokemon World, you'd be one of the first guys I'd fight. You start the game, you immediately got to fight the little bug boys.
You think I'd be a fucking bug trainer?
You'd be at the end of the jungle. You'd be the end.
I might be a bug trainer.
You'd be the boss.
Bug types
trainer.
are pretty sick, dude.
You'd have a bug gym. He's like, look at my.
That's dope. I'm down to be a gym leader. What would you want to be? I'm okay with being a bug
I'm
trainer.
a traveling man. I'm going around.
You're like an Ash Ketchum.
I'm an Ash
You
Ketchum.
catch
I'm a
them
main
all.
character. I'm his enemy. I'm the guy who starts the same day as Ash Ketchum and like comes in and just fucks his shit up.
Yeah, and you just like
And it's way
abuse your
better.
Pokemon.
It's just we're on Ash's side, but that other guy's just kicking ass from taking names day one too.
Yeah, yeah, and
He's
he
there
just
the whole way.
Well, the difference is also I think he like abuses his Pokemon.
He's like, don't want to see his peanut butter budget.
Yeah, dude.
Well, Ash is a liberator. He keeps Pikachu out, but he's like,
And I think
enslaving
he's
the rest.
cursed with having his little dick out all the time.
Oh,
That's
man.
his other curse. What would it take
I love
for you to take that? Like, as a benefit, if you had to have an exposed little, just embarrassing penis.
That's my whole point. Is could you be like say this guy rolls up this marble stone every day, And then it's Michelangelo. Every day he's rolling up this marble stone, building a marble block. Then he chisels this marble block. And then he even's like, oh, I'm going to give it a little dick just like mine. And then...
Yeah. So my question is, what kind of benefit would you have to get to take that as your curse?
I think if it's... I mean, so the real truth is a little dick is not enough shame. So
yeah, I would be fine with that for pretty much anything.
If I could feature at like clubs 45 minutes outside of major cities.
And also, obviously included, you're not going to jail.
Yeah, no, it's like
you're not
your
like
gimmick.
Everyone knows.
Like everyone else can do it. No one else can do it, but Donovan gets to show his little dick off.
Yeah,
I mean,
or doesn't get to. He has to.
He has to.
Yeah,
it's God's will.
It's a disability.
We've actually learned God was real because of him. God came down and gave us this sentence. He's the only proof
God spoke through a bush.
Yeah.
Twice. The second time
he can't shave
his.
He chooses not to shave because it's so teeny tiny. You've seen The Hangover.
Yeah, dude. And I know who you're having sex with. You have a burning bush.
Hey yo.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Boom. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know. I'm just sorry to all the people who gave me chlamydia.
Who get all the other people who gave you chlamydia? Yeah, every time you called them, you went like, "I think you have
chlamydia." I think you should know you gave me chlamydia. I gotta call 7 other people who gave me chlamydia today. But you all gave me chlamydia.
You all gave me chlamydia after this.
I have chlamydia 8 times.
After this one girl gave me chlamydia 2 years ago. I didn't deal with this one girl who gave me chlamydia 2 years, and then you also all gave me chlamydia.
Every time you sleep with a woman, they give you chlamydia. Just gets worse and worse each time.
I do the idea of like blaming. Okay, whatever. I was at the coffee shop, the spot. You know the spot. Yeah. Talk about it every day.
Every pod. I love
Bay Coffee.
Yeah.
And they hooked us up with flat whites today.
Nice.
They were delicious.
Fancy.
They were delicious. That's what I do when I need to just cram the coffee in. But anyways, we were talking about one of them called me I can't remember who it was, but someone called me a patriot. And I was like, whoa, hey, this is a communist coffee shop.
You can't be a patriot north of...
Yeah, you cannot be a patriot in that area. No patriots. And... But what we did talk about is we want to make a restaurant. I mean, not a restaurant. Hair salon called Patriot Haircuts.
Mm-hmm. And you
just we just give haircuts? All dudes high and tights. Just all Patriot haircuts. It's basically 3 types of white cut. Mm-hmm. But we'd have like one of those boards with like 100 different cuts on it, like at the black barbershops. But it would all just be the same haircut on a slightly different white dude. Patriot cuts.
I don't feel comfortable talking about haircuts.
Or is it patriotism that you're scared of?
No, I love both. I love haircuts and I love patriotism.
Oh, it's the haircuts cut deep.
Yeah, no, I'm just being silly. You know what I like? Whiskey for my men and beer for my horses.
All right, so Patriot cuts didn't work. Stupid idea. I'm sorry. I had fun with the people at the coffee shop talking about it.
What was I supposed?
You did not like it.
No, I took that route. I don't know. I took the easy way out, the ball joke. But then I went with Toby Keith. Willie Nelson.
I do love that song.
Man, and beer for my horses. Yeah, Willie Nelson, dream guest.
So that
he would actually be like, for me, maybe a top 3.
Willie Nelson would be amazing.
I can't think of Paul McCartney. Maybe the only person I'd rather meet than. It'd be
Willie
cool
Nelson.
if like you could have like any question, like open truth, 2 hours of truth. Well, then you'd be like Obama. And
yeah, then I'm picking someone with great. I'm picking OJ.
OJ. No, that's a waste. You already know. We all know. We know he's innocent.
We know he didn't do it.
Yeah, so no point in wasting
that glove didn't fit.
Yeah, I would pick.
Don't any of you idiots remember the line?
Cheney, come on, buddy. Tell me the truth.
Come on.
Cheney. But no, I think Willie Nelson is a cool... As I said before, he smoked weed on the roof of the White House with Jimmy Carter's son.
I would love...
And he sang songs with Toby Keith.
Being the son of a president would be pretty sick.
I know. It'd be cool.
Because you're basically royalty, but people don't hate you as much.
Yeah, there was like
or revere you quite as much. So like you can smoke weed with the president's son and like not get put to death.
And then you go to England and then the Secret Service has to watch you, but you sneak away and then the Secret Service is like, "Oh, we got to find her." Because you're a girl.
Yeah, isn't that movie with the girl from Lizzie McGuire?
Yeah, Hilary Duff, right?
Hilary Duff. Yeah,
I was trying to remember which child star was it. I was like, is it Amanda Bynes? Is it?
No,
it's Hilary Duff. Yeah.
Dude, she's hot.
Oh, yeah. And she's now How I Met Your Father.
Is she?
Yeah. She's the mom. It's crazy that it's sad that, like, we're at the stage in life where we're like, oh, man.
What?
We just fucked my mouth up.
Who, me?
No,
what?
me.
What'd you do?
I just did a weird mouth thing. Moved my jaw weird.
All right, so what are we at the age of? We got to stop getting
We're
sidetracked.
moms and dads now. We're MILF.
Oh, yeah,
We're
yeah.
DILF age. I'm DILF age. You're still uncle age.
Yeah.
You're party cousin, party uncle.
I mean, my younger sister's pregnant.
Yeah, you're about to be unk.
I'm about to be unk.
I'm in
Ryder.
my DILF stage.
Are you an unk?
No, I can't be.
Oh, yeah, you can't be. You're an only child.
That's a bummer. I tell my little cousins, call me uncle, please. I'm so sad. Consider me your uncle.
And they go, no.
So make your kids call me. When you have kids, they're like 12. And I'm like, when you have kids, make them call me uncle.
They're like, no.
They're like, if you take me to Six Flags again, I'm like, if you pretend to be my nephew.
They're like, when I have kids, you won't be allowed to see them. Good.
That's why I don't come to your basketball games, okay? Because I'm worried I won't be able to see your kids and they won't call me uncle. So that's why I'm not showing up to your basketball games. That's why I'm skipping your school plays. It's not because I got to party and do open mics. It's not because I got to go 25th at an open mic. It's because I'm worried about
That's the best.
I love my little cousins. I got to give more family time.
I love going last at a mic, dude.
My little cousins are at like the cool kid age where it's like they're one's in 7th grade, one's a sophomore in high school. And or 6th grade and sophomore in high school, where it is like, damn, they're getting into some cool boy shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
They're lighting fireworks off in alleys.
That's
all we keep. We can keep it there. Keep it PG-13 for my aunts who are for sure listening.
Okay,
but they're also like, yeah. What I was doing at 13, oh boy,
no spicy boys.
I mean, for sure, we do.
I'm just saying that's the age you should start letting
around
your son do his own laundry. That's all I'll throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
You should start making them do their own laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Helps you all live a happier life.
But it was crazy. Like, it'd be like, all right, I got a firework. Let's try and catch a frog.
Yeah, see what I can make happen.
Let's see what we can make.
I like how you didn't know. I like how when that happens.
Oh, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, but I like how when that happens, you have like somewhere in the back of your mind, I'm like, I just want to catch a frog. Then you catch a frog, you're like, well, what am I going to do with this frog in a fight?
I never actually.
Whoa.
I didn't do that, but I was.
I never did.
I did some weird fucked up.
That's crazy to blow up. I wouldn't know where to put it. What would you I guess you just tape it.
Eat the firecracker. Eat the firecracker.
Yeah, I guess you just tape it to its back or something. Break all its legs and then jump.
The frog's too slimy. The tape doesn't stick.
That's what I'm saying. So you'd have to figure out. You would have to just break all its legs. Just fucking leave it there. Blow it up. That's crazy. If people are blowing up frogs, they're doing some fuck. Because how do you get a frog still in what? You tie it in a bow?
Mm-hmm. Right.
How do you get it to sit still in a... You have to like...
You just got to manhandle the
crush
frog.
It.
Eat the fucking firecracker. Bite the curb or eat the firecracker. Break the curb or eat...
Yeah.
You've seen what monkeys do with frogs, right?
No.
They say, that mouth of yours, what's that mouth do? And then they'll take a bullfrog or a monkey or chimp at a zoo and they'll just go like...
No way.
They'll kill. Yeah, there's tons of videos of it, and it's hot.
That's
why I go to the zoo every day, hoping to see it. I throw frogs into the monkey cage at the zoo, and I'm like, "Fuck the frog! Fuck the frog! Pocket pussy the frog."
Like I've spent half my income for the last year.
Lincoln Park Zoo's free, bro. Yeah, bullfrogs. The bullfrogs aren't free, bro. Yeah. I got drive 3 hours south and go to the river and catch them.
Yeah, people are like. You're like, sorry, I'm spending so much money at the zoo. They're like, the zoo's free. You're like, well, bullfrogs.
The bullfrogs ain't free. They don't sell bullfrogs here. I know.
I have to bring them to throw them at the chimps.
Gas costs money. Nets cost money.
Just some chimp with just a pile of dead frogs next to him. You just keep throwing frogs into the...
I think it would pay for itself on OnlyFans.
That's so crazy. That can't... Is that... yeah, that's real.
There's no OnlyFans creators of frogs.
No, I mean...
but there's for sure videos and I'll superimpose it. It'll be playing on this pink screen. This is a TV screen. It'll be like random frogs will pop up here, and it's great. It's exactly as it's like it's going like full speed, just like boop, 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 boop.
Damn, that's so upsetting. That's like
that motion was illegal. That would like Lenny Bruce. That we're talking about what would get you in jail. Sure. That motion. Miming a frog fucking.
Oh, I thought you meant just the jerk off motion.
Both motions, yeah. But in that world, it's a
You're
frog.
In trouble. Trouble.
What's the WB frog? What does he say? And
something with an accent.
And he would go like, "You're watching Reba on WB. I'm a frog."
Oh yeah. He was the smooth taco.
He was a cool frog. Give me my money. Hello, my darling girl. Point being, when I was in 4th grade, I had a babysitter, cool dude.
He fucked bullfrogs?
He, we lived right off this river. We're living in the country, and he caught a frog.
You didn't say no.
I'm not going, but it's close. I'm not going to just
give away
he
the
didn't
story.
fuck the bullfrogs, okay? And these weren't full bullfrogs. These were smaller frogs. Couldn't fuck these frogs.
So he didn't fuck any bullfrogs. He fucked green frogs.
David could. I don't know. These were more like toads.
Oh, David could have. A
little
pee-pee guy?
That little dick David.
Yeah. Your guy didn't have this guy.
I imagine this guy had a normal. This frog would have been, point
destroyed.
Being, he grabs a frog. We're on this like river bank, and there was like it was.
He was
cool.
a babysitter, you said, right?
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
He had a pickup truck. He drove me around.
Dude, I had a babysitter with a pickup truck. It was sick.
It was cool to have a male influence babysitter.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was cool as well.
But you can't roll the dice and
Yeah, it's risky biscuits. I get why people
better.
don't do it.
But anyway, he grabs a frog, digs a hole in the beach in the sand, puts the frog in the hole, fills the hole with sand, and the whole time he's singing Papa Roach's Last Resort. Suffocation, no breathing.
You just killed a frog in front of you?
I mean, it was in front of himself, too. He was definitely testing it out for himself. He was definitely checking out what it looked like, too. It wasn't like he didn't. This was, I think this was his first science experiment with this.
I hope so. I don't know. It sounds like he
and we just kind of
knew what was up.
The whole time he did sing the song.
It sounds like he kind of knew exactly what was going to happen.
I mean, he knew. Yeah, I mean, so did I. I knew what. I understood what the consequence.
Like I had cause and effect relationship down.
I was like turning. I was 9. This would have been within weeks of 9/11, by the way.
Before
this would have
after?
been within 2 weeks either side of 9. This would have August or September 2001.
That's funny that's not a distinction that you're sure of.
I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the fall of.
You're like, what do I remember about 9/11? Well, 2 weeks before or after, I saw this dude kill a frog.
Well, yeah, that was a weird time because they were like Halloween. You go to a mall in small town America, bro. Every Walmart's getting fucking taken out. It's like, no way are they doing that.
Yeah, that would be funny if they had just started.
And there's the one I started. I started this
Walmart.
kind of like fun little prank during that whole frenzy. It was called anthrax, mailing people anthrax.
That is funny.
It was a fun little prank. I was 9. I got away with some wild shit.
I always said I wish I would have committed more crimes when I was under 18.
I know. All I did was VTAC and the anthrax bombing. And then OKC bomb. Anyway, my dad worked in advertising for the post office, and then the anthrax thing happened, and then they laid him off.
Yeah, they were like, we're over.
We're over. No one's mailing shit.
They were like...
Well, the whole campaign was built around like the iconic blue mailbox. It's like, the mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, well, people are putting anthrax in those mailboxes. So they're like, forget about mailboxes.
Avoid the mailboxes.
Avoid the mailboxes.
Don't go near a mailbox.
And they're like, Daddy Donovan, you got to go home.
You got to go home, baby. That is funny to do.
Take pictures of every intersection.
It is funny to do advertising for something that it's like, we get it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like we all already know about
take a day off.
Mail. Yeah, McDonald's, chill.
Another Todd Berry joke. It's
you're a fabric. You're a part of the fabric of our society. Yeah. You're not going away. It's like the cliche thing everyone like always talks about like with toilet paper. Like toilet paper is the same thing. Like you don't need to advertise toilet paper at all.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone needs toilet paper. It's like
Bears need it.
yeah, bears need it. Well, you know what I learned? We don't need to get into the specifics of
Bears
the type
don't
of
need.
toilet paper.
Are you about to tell me bears don't need toilet paper?
No, but I remember one time I saw this bear and this rabbit, and they were taking a shit in the woods.
Wow.
Did you see this on BBC? This bear and rabbit are taking a shit in the woods, and the rabbit says, "It sucks we don't have any toilet paper," and the bear says, "You don't have any toilet paper." Did you remember seeing that on the BBC?
This is your drum move.
I wish, dude.
You know the guy from is it Poison or Def Leppard
With one arm, Def Leppard. All right, you ready for another topic?
Yeah.
Do you have topics, dude?
Oh, I have topics.
Dude, want to hit one of your topics, or do you want to hit one of mine?
Let's hit yours.
Okay.
And then I'll do 4 in a row. You do 1, I'll do 4, and then I have no more.
Well, you don't want to put mine maybe in.
Well, I already did one in the last part, and the next 4 they have nothing to do with each other, but they all connect in some way.
Oh, I'm excited, dude. You're such a storyteller. You set us up for the excitement. Okay, okay. Let me go on. I was just thinking about how, and I am one of these guys.
Cry boy.
I am a cry boy.
Mm-hmm.
You're a dry boy. Cry boy, dry boy.
Please buy that shirt. In 3 years. We hire some Indian kid to make them.
I was just saying how funny it is, and I am one of these dudes. It's funny that like there's a new subculture of like just woke bros.
Yeah.
Like dudes that are still super bro-y.
Well, actually, your truck is super fuel efficient. I'm always blown away by it.
Yeah. But like some dude just being a bro, like me, just like
I'm
crushing. Like literally every bar I go to, I'm like, "Do you have old style?"
Yeah.
And if they say no, I'll usually leave. I'll be like, I'm not going to pay $4 for
We're trying
a
to
beer.
reclaim brodom, but also having like.
But also, we're like, don't
empathy.
assault women. yeah. Empathy is a good word for it.
Because I'm like, we should let immigrants in, but also I want to go in a field and shoot a gun a bunch.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna say some racist shit.
I want to drive a truck. I'm gonna
I'm
make
just
fun.
gonna say
let
it.
let everyone. There's no such thing as illegals in my eyes.
Yeah.
But they're all silly jokes I want to make about them.
Yeah.
I still want to make jokes.
Yeah, I still want to be silly, have a good time.
Yeah.
But also, I think we should work on.
They should be. Yeah, you should be allowed to live wherever you want. I think it's like I want to be able to go to every country. I'm bummed that like I'm afraid to go to a couple because of their state, the way their government runs stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm basically allowed to go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have EU citizenship, so I'm essentially allowed to go everywhere in the world. So then
you have a what?
EU citizenship, since I have dual citizenship with Ireland.
I always forget about that.
So that's pretty close.
That's so disgusting.
But so I'm allowed to go everywhere.
That's un-American.
And I'm just like,
have dual citizenship.
I know, bro, but I love it. I'm
I
an American
you were a
Irish.
fucking patriot.
Don't tell me about the Patriot Games.
Dude, I guess you're not
I'll sing the whole Patriot Games to you right now. Which is just the script to the Harrison Ford movie Patriot Game. No, it's a classic Irish song that I love. But I do want to finish this point of it's like let them in, but let me. Yeah, it's like there's this idea, and it's why the left is losing ground. That like people on the left are dorks.
Yeah,
and a lot of them are.
A lot of them are, but there's also bros.
There's dudes who sit passenger in their friend's pickup truck.
That's what I mean. They have to accept the bros. I think what they're not getting fast enough on the train of like dudes that are like kind of share the same values they have.
Yeah.
But just
share 98% of the
are dickheads because we're dudes.
Exactly.
It's like be okay. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's like you got to be a little bit okay. I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want that in your society at all, which is fine, and I'll have to vote for somebody else. But it's like I'm gonna say some goofy, dumb shit. I'm gonna drink too many old styles.
This is literally what the Patriot Games are about.
What is the Patriot Games?
It's just an Irish. It's an Irish.
Yeah.
It's an Irish revolution song.
Like, yeah, okay.
But what it's about is like, okay, so, and this is like a huge. I'm really, it's about to be lame, but there's the Irish Revolution.
Hey,
yeah,
it's not going to be lame, dude.
so the Irish fought for their
It's gonna be
independence from the British about 105.
And lost, right?
No, they won
Every time they lost, right?
I mean, well, so there's like we can the British. I do. Here's a joke I've been doing recently. I'll throw out, which is, as an Irishman, I hate the British because they're evil and oppressive to us, and they're bullies. But as an American, British people are like total pussies to me.
yeah.
That's a weird little dynamic.
Yeah, that is.
It's like I don't respect them as men,
but I fear them as a nation.
But as an Irishman, I they're just bullies.
You fear the
tough
power of the
bullies.
crown.
But there's actually I like a ton of British dudes. Every British dude I like is like Egyptian. They're
not like full Brit.
Polish or Egyptian. So anyway,
Weren't you on a thing about the bros?
yeah,
Woke bros?
we're woke bros.
I'm okay with being I definitely I would identify as a woke bro.
Yeah, same boat.
I mean, I say that, but then I think most woke people would say I'm not woke.
There's
I think 90% of woke people would be like, you're not woke at all.
oh yeah.
They'd be like, and also we don't call it woke.
There's certain
It's
questions
like how
there's
hipsters
certain
don't call
questions
themselves hipsters, but we're all like, that is what you are.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a fun game. It's like, sir, what questions, gun to your head, or polygraphed up, gun to your head.
Yeah, what do you
questions
believe?
that will get you in a lot of trouble?
There aren't many for me that like where I would get in trouble. Like if you actually wanted to know my beliefs about things, I think real life I'd be pretty much fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing my beliefs about both things, or most things.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We don't need to go down the road of things we're not allowed to believe.
Don't want honesty.
And it's crazy what my view
You
is.
don't want honesty.
Let's just say it involves the most popular book of all time. I've read 3 books in my life.
Uh-huh.
Book 3, Book 5, and Book 7. But I'm not allowed to like them. Let's move on.
Yeah, I told you.
What a crazy world where we're not.
You're not allowed to like.
I'm not allowed to like.
Wizards, dude. Hate them. I wasn't supposed to say it.
Can't say the W word. It's a hard R at the end of that word. Wizard.
I don't think she did anything racist, right?
Nothing racist. I'm not getting down for racism. Even though on this podcast we could both.
I'm not going down for that. Not going down for that. All right, dude.
I'd perform comedy in every country. Okay, here's my here's the first 4 when I started doing stand up every night around almost 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
By the time this comes out, we'll be right at the 5-year anniversary
Oh, wow. Congratulations, dude.
of every night.
It's not helping.
I know. And I haven't done it every night for like 4 years. I stay in most nights and do impressions. These are the first.
Do you do any impressions?
You want to see my Dracula?
Yeah.
I was trying to. Sorry, that's not the impression. I was trying to convince this dude today that I was related to the guy who wrote
Impression of Dracula is just.
Be like the blood. The blood is delicious. Your neck tastes good. I tried to convince this guy today.
Such a good Dracula.
I tried to convince this. It's bad though, but it's going to be different. I tried to convince this guy today that I was related to the guy who wrote Dracula.
Did it work?
It was really dorky that I brought it up, but I believe it. I want everyone. I think I've tried to convince you too. But I hate when I was like catching because this guy doesn't know me like that.
I'm sure you successfully convinced me.
I mean, so my take
I've
is
since forgotten.
his maiden name is O'Donnell, Bram Stoker. He's like from O'Donnell's, and we're from the same town, Agagawa,
You're related in the way that like
it's a town of like 800
Europe
people.
is related to King Charlemagne type deal, because it's like, dude, there just weren't that many people, so everyone fucked.
Exactly. There's O'Donnell's. We're O'Donnell's in the same town in 1820 near Newport.
Especially when you consider that the way it worked especially back then, it would just be like some big dog was just walking around.
His family had the same
impregnating
nice last name and lived within.
Like whoever
so-
O'Donnell was just a dude with power who just like got a bunch of people.
Well, O'Donnell, exactly. And O'Donnell was a lord, and it's a super common name. So it is a thing now where it's like
You just got
kind of
tons
America.
people
You
preggers.
write off O'Donnell as a name related.
Yeah, yeah.
But Mulcrone, anyone who's a Mulcrone across the world is related to me.
Ooh.
Which is, and there's like there's a lot in Chicago, and there's like a lot in Sydney, Australia,
Uh-huh.
and they're all with it, and they're all from like the same. Like Ireland is like a third the size of Illinois.
Yeah, don't
So-
like way more Irish people live. There's a couple
They
countries
weigh
where like
10
way
times
more
more.
live
Yeah, there's
outside of it.
10 times Irish
I
Americans.
think Puerto Rico's like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Poland is something like a lot of American countries are like that.
I think the Philippines.
Warsaw. There's
Maybe.
more Chicago. There's more Polish Americans in Chicago than Polish people in Warsaw.
Nice.
Or maybe one. It's right there with Warsaw.
Dude, we both just did fat boy burps at the same time.
That's why it's like it's a middle ground of like I won't do the gross burp again, but there's
No, dude, the fat boy burps don't bug me
Yeah.
because those are uncontrollable.
yeah.
The ones that bug me, people will always be like, sorry about a burp. And I'm like, no, because I can tell.
You weren't sorry. That's why you did it.
But it's different when someone, like, you can tell when a burp's on purpose. I'm not crazy.
I agree.
I know that
agree.
that's not
No,
crazy.
100%. That burp I did earlier was on purpose.
Yeah.
The burp you got mad about years ago.
Was on
Don't
purpose.
forget. It wasn't me burping, by the way.
I'm sure it was
We'll
on
bring-
purpose. I'm
we'll
sure
bring the
whoever
guest
did
on.
it.
It'll be Brody Blair. I'll call it Brody Blair. Pool legend.
Pool legend Brody Blair burped, and I was furious.
Dude, do you watch his pool videos? This guy is a billiards killer.
I've seen a couple, and yeah,
I've only seen a
he's
couple, yeah, but
monster.
he is like, he's
I
just
saw the one where he like built the long, thin platform.
right. That's so mind
That
blowing.
was sweet.
He like
That
again
took, like, a
PVC
lot of
pipe
effort.
again. Exactly what the train derailment was, but
I wish I put that much effort into like.
I know
literally
that's what blew my mind.
anything.
He's doing like those influencer videos where it is like, dude, you just spent like your whole weekend on this whole thing.
It's
He's
sick.
playing
We should have him
billiards
on.
on a strip.
Dude,
we
dream
for sure.
guest.
No, he's for sure. He's not a dream guest. He's just a guest.
He's a dream guest for me.
No, he's for sure on because he has
He's
to
a
be on
pool
the
legend.
He's going to be on 2 episodes because he's going to be on the pool legend episode where we couldn't. That's his first appearance.
Oh, and the truck stuff.
And when he came with us on the truck, and that's yeah. So
Dude, so much of when we go over the truck is going to be you telling me things.
I know.
forgot
I was exactly.
It's going to be
You're
so fun.
Your cities are going to be like you're going to conflate cities like crazy.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't remember
Which
anything.
I kind of like because even when it was happening, I was doing the same thing where I was like, "We're in Detroit. No, we're in Cleveland. No, we're in Detroit."
And I have such worse memory than you. And
And-
there's no way. I think it's literally going to be like you explaining to me what we did.
I fully learned from those experiences that like there was that commercial from like 20 years ago where they're in like the wrong city. They shout out the wrong city.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
That-
how do you
that-
not know what city and state
It
you're
totally
in? They're like,
happens.
we're Detroit, but it's like, no, you totally, yeah. Because it's just
And we
a
were
blur.
doing the actual driving and
I
like
know.
the finding of place. So imagine if like someone else drove you, someone else booked your hotels,
Yeah.
someone else got you, and we would literally like play soundtracks from the cities.
Yeah, no, we'd spend and talk about, and that was cool. That enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why if we do it again, we gotta like, you gotta have a day off. You gotta have enough money. You gotta make it economically
Yeah.
feasible. But then you don't want to leave your world. But I think it'd be cool to travel and spend a day. Also, you got to play cool. We were playing cool cities. If you're playing like
Yeah.
Saginaw, Michigan, you don't need a extra day in Saginaw. Get in and out of Saginaw.
Totally.
But these were the first 4 jokes I wrote when I started doing. So I had already probably came with 5 minutes of material. But these were the oldest.
Okay.
These are
I think the
oldest
first time I went up, I had some material too, which is what I tell most people.
and I had done it irregularly.
I tell
twice.
most people, I go, get 5 minutes,
Yeah, and I
get
think a lot of
comfortably
people do.
more than 5 minutes. I go, honestly, you should have 10 because you don't have 5 minutes. And then I tell them, but don't like obsess over it because it's not going to
Yeah.
work no matter what you do. And if you obsess over it, you'll never want to do it again.
Yeah, here's my only advice: don't do it.
Yeah.
Never
quit.
try.
Don't do it.
If you,
I'm kidding. I love stand up. People are
yeah.
whack about that.
But I'm
People are
talking-
always like, don't do it.
Don't do it. I will start lies and rumors about you. I will
Oh,
manipulate.
yeah. For sure. I
Back-
will too.
I'll backdoor manipulate things. I'll cross your name off
Me
if I
too.
see it at open mic.
Me
So
too.
and then I'll sign myself up on that spot,
Me too.
and then I'll blame it on someone else. I will.
I love doing that.
I will slash your tires, and
Dude, I will punch you in the face.
I'll punch you in
I
the
will
face.
literally hunt you down.
Yeah.
If you start stand up, what I'll do, and if you're new, if I've never seen you before, what I will do, I will follow you home, and right when you stick your key in your lock, I will punch you in the face.
Yeah.
As hard as I can.
Hell yeah. I'll do the same.
We will find
Same.
you. Samesies, dude. Samesies. I like the idea of someone getting violent and just being like, samesies. Like in the torture scene of a movie, he's like, I'm going to rip off all of the nails on your left hand. And then his partner's just like, samesies, but right. He just like keeps being like, I will also do this.
But worse. Samesies, but worse.
Some dude's like, I will find your family and kill them. And
Infinity plus
like,
2.
Yeah. Samesies. I will also find your family.
I love samesies. Samesies
the
is
dude
one of my
who's just
favorite
trying
words.
the dude who's like in an office. The example would be like in an office, the dude who like when you're doing the Zoom call just says a final thing just to have said something. That guy, but in like the torture world, he's just like, he knows they're downsizing and he's got to justify his job. So he just keeps like adding something. The dude's like, I'm going to fillet you alive. He's like, yeah. And also we're going to poke you with stuff. Same.
I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. Perhaps she died. I know an old lady who swallowed a spider that wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. But I don't know why she swallowed that fly. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a bird. Word? Swallowed a bird?
I wish
she swallowed
I'd
the bird
known
to
it
catch the
well
spider.
Wait, do it again. Do this bird one.
I've already fucking
Do the bird one. Do the bird
She
one.
swallowed a bird?
Word?
Word. Swallowed a bird.
Wait, you got to feed it to me. I say word. Go.
She swallowed a bird.
Word?
Swallowed a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed that fly. Perhaps she'll die. I do think I don't want
the rest
I
of
can
it?
go. I can for sure nail the whole thing.
Patreon.
It would take too long, yeah. Because
It would just
but I do
be-
think
our first Patreon should just be you doing the whole story.
that one time
From
was
memory.
like my grandpa. Like that was the thing we do with my grandpa a lot, and I do think it is a good like way to teach memorization as a whole of just like because it's a thing we did when I was like 4 and 5 all day.
What?
Anytime I saw my grandpa, we'd sing that song together, and it's just a memorization thing because it's like okay, so the cat's gonna eat the bird.
Oh yeah, that is.
Imagine that swallowed a cat,
and
Swallowed
you
a
have
cat
to like
switch with a
learn
bird.
it with techniques that
Swallowed the bird to catch a spider.
like a lot of the act of learning that, even as a child, are giving you techniques that are memory exercises.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Things like association
Yeah.
and rhyming pattern and things like that are literally what they suggest.
We
if
would do
you're trying
games.
to learn how to
Yeah, there was a
memorize.
lot of games. The other ones we did was my father owns a grocery store. You ever play that one?
Was it on purpose? Like, was your grandfather like a really?
It must have been on purpose. That's the one. I mean, my mom's generation, my mom and dad's parents valued education a ton, and it paid off on their generation. I think it paid off on me too.
Yeah, I think my parents valued education.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
no, unarguably. And
But I think I will say I think our parents, that age group of people, value education for like they value the actual value of it. They don't value education as much, I think, as like a concept, more that they like value you should go to college.
yeah,
And
well,
like they value it monetarily.
I felt like
right?
my grandparents had like a very 70s educated view of education.
Yeah, they
Where we're like-
feel like education's important in terms of like just to be a person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and you should always
No,
be
but they would.
educating
But we
yourself
would
and,
do like even on both sides. Like my Irish grandma would like drill me. She would do me, and like that for sure stood out. And she was hard. She was like she wouldn't do fun games about it. She'd be like, "These are your verb tenses. These are your time state." Like,
was it like because they wanted you to go to college, or is it just because they thought education was important? You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like the distinction between
so
those
the
two
benefit. It was both. I had both, and I think for sure it was like it wasn't.
because my parents
It became more
felt-
realistic that not everyone was going to make it through the whole time, but I felt the whole way through the full expectation was I had to finish college in 4 or 5 years,
Yeah, mine
which
was
I did.
too. I did.
And
4
now I do open mics.
Foursies.
I got a C minus my last semester. I had to come back for one night class. It really bummed me out, and I was like I missed too many
would've-
days. It
I
was,
would- you know what I would've
It was
done?
absence that got me out.
I would have followed the dean home, and then right when he put the key in the lock, I would have punched him as hard as I can in the face.
It really hurt.
That's my new move for everything.
It was my thesis professor, and then you have one class after. So the thesis is a 3-class process. You prep it, you make it, and then you edit it.
Why'd you get a C?
So he was my professor for when I made it, but then he was a film studies, which was just a kind of more BS class. It was actually pretty cool. We would watch Hollywood movies that he made, and he would just talk about how they made it. And he was Woody Allen's assistant director, so he made all these huge movies. He made
oh, that's cool.
He made this movie with Harrison Ford called Sabrina, which was like the worst movie in terms of quality, fun, enjoyment. But like he broke down. Harrison Ford leaves a building, gets in a helicopter, flies in New York City, flies the helicopter away from New York City, lands in Long Island in the same helicopter. And he broke down that cost like $300,000 to like rent the helicopter, move it, get Harrison Ford in and out of it, all that stuff. And it was like, I was like, you know how many of us, all of us could make our dream movie for $300,000? Like this 30-second shot to just get him from that scene to this scene.
Yeah, like did you need a helicopter?
Exactly. Did you need to show that? Could you just could you not
just have had him
be in Long Island, be in the Hamptons?
Just be in Long Island with like tousled hair.
I just helicoptered here.
Like,
boy, are my hair tousled.
He's like, those helicopters are crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's his opening line. It cuts to him and he's like,
there was cool shit he did. No, there's a ton of cool stuff.
I'm sure he did a lot of cool stuff, dude.
He did the Keanu Reeves Al Pacino movie, Devil's Advocate. And so he showed us this scene where like Al Pacino's like cursing the holy water in like Old Saint, like the big church in right across from 30 Rock.
Hey.
I think it's Old St. Pat's or St. Patrick's Cathedral. St. Patrick's Cathedral. And he's like, we had to shut down St. Patrick's Cathedral, filmed a movie there. It was pretty fucking cool. There was some cool stuff, but I skipped like 3 classes because I was working my thesis, editing it. And I was like, well, he was my thesis production
so
guy.
He'll get it.
And he's like, nah, you got to come back. And I came back, and I took a class on time and space, which are my favorite themes now.
So it was worth it, kind of.
Yeah, and I got to hit on this chick a bunch, and she was never in.
Wait, what about your jokes? Why are you folding this up?
Okay, cool. I never said any one of them.
You didn't say any of them.
A single joke. These are my oldest jokes.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear them, dude.
Make a paper airplane.
Sorry we got off topic. I hope you don't feel insulted, but
no, time and space are pretty cool.
Time and space are cool, dude. Those are like the two coolest.
I'm into distorting them and manipulating.
Yeah, you like to manipulate time and space.
Yeah, the way I manipulate space, I say, "Come into my bedroom and do a podcast."
And the way you manipulate time is the same exact thing.
Say, "Sit here for 3 hours, please." All right, here's the oldest joke. First joke I wrote in my iPhone notes, and I would have been doing comedy right. Stephen Hawking passed away, March 2018. We're about to hit the 5-year anniversary of his death. This would have been a month after he died. Stephen Hawking warning us about AI, and we're just treating him like he's a silly little boy. That's the first thing I wrote. Now 5 years later, look at AI on the rise. But that was Stephen King's like final years. We're like, AI.
It is funny.
AI will come to kill us all.
You mean Stephen Hawking? You said Stephen King.
I said Stephen Hawking.
In the joke you did, but just now you said Stephen King.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
It is crazy that there's both Stephen Hawking and Stephen King.
Yeah, and I will say the reason we treated him like a silly little boy is because, I mean, he is voice. Technically speaking a silly little man.
Yeah, when his voice was AI.
He was a little
The robots will take over.
He was little.
In the year
from
2000.
The atrophy.
Exactly. That's the first thing I wrote on my iPhone.
And also...
It wasn't that good of a joke. So.
If anyone's going to be right, it's going to be a dude who's like basically half a computer. Like half of his life.
Well, he's viewed as one of the smartest minds of all time, if not the smartest.
And he was like, "Hey, watch out for AI," and everyone was like, "Shut up,
you
nerd,
fucking dork,
you fucking idiot."
The Matrix isn't ever going to be real.
I do love how people treat scientists. They'll be like, "He was a genius," but it's like the same thing happened with like the Green Movement. Every scientist is like, "That is global warming is real."
He's like the Rolling Stones. He was a genius up until '83,
and then people are just like, "Fuck you,
old has been."
These scientists are like, I invented glue. And also, climate change is real. And people are like, fuck you. Yeah. I don't even know how glue works, but I know you're wrong about climate change.
I've flown in the Navy and Air Force for 30 years, and I saw an alien. No, you fucking didn't, you kooky boy.
Yeah, you kook. You freaking lunatic.
But overall, that joke did not deserve to make it to stage. But it's more just kind of a premise.
It's an observation.
It's
a premise.
These are things...
If you had gone somewhere in the vein of, should we fix all these jokes?
No, this joke won't be fixed.
Well, you could go somewhere into the vein of being like, he did look physically like a little boy.
Well, the silly little boy I think we're getting hung up on. I was going to say more like, I did say treat him like a silly old man is what I wrote down, but I thought boy
Oh,
was funnier
silly
than
old
woman.
man. Silly little boy is funnier.
Yeah, but it is like you're just an idiot. You treat him like an idiot, but he's a genius.
Yeah.
But, and he warned about AI, and look, now we got ChatGPT coming to take us all. This one I still stand behind. I like a lot. Is you ever wait for the bus? You waiting for the bus?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking poor person. That was a trick.
Is that the joke? No. Oh, I was like, that's hilarious. You came up with that in your first three.
That's pretty good.
Look at the whole audience. They're like,
Fucking
anybody
poor
ever take the bus?
Fucking poor people.
You idiots. Is that really the
No.
joke?
No.
Oh, I was like, dude, that was good. That's a good bit. That's a funny bit to just be like, fucking poor people. Poor
They
pieces
smell
of
crack
shit.
on the bus. You pieces of shit. Get your life together.
You poor pieces of shit. And do it like while you're looking at your notes, like, hey, anybody ever
take the bus?
And then when they say yeah, I'll be like, you fucking idiots. Poor idiots.
Poor fucking gross trash.
Yeah, just as you look for another joke. All right.
Yeah, but you wait for the bus, and it's like you're the only one at the bus stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just say you're like, right next to this fucking sign. You're like 2 feet away from the sign. Do you ever the bus stop just like 5 feet in front of or before you, after you?
Yeah.
That's so rude. They can easily. It's just as easy to just stop at you. You're the only one waiting there. They're stopping only for you, and they choose. That's like the little mind. They're playing a mind game every time they do.
They do actively choose where they stop.
Like I'm gonna break 3 feet.
And I used to be. You bring that,
and they won't even break. I get if they break equal with the sign because that's what I think they're supposed to do.
Yes.
And they don't do that. They're just like, and I'll stand at the sign and they'll be like, "Fuck this guy! I'm stopping 5 feet early." Little mind game I'm playing with them.
Yeah.
Cool fucking poor person taking the bus.
Poor ugly bitch.
Taking a fucking bus, you trash.
Yeah. No. The other thing about it is, I used to be like, well, maybe it's because it's difficult to control, but it's like they park those.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would think too. But no, it's as easy to park as it's.
Well, it's not as easy, but it's like
but when
they
you're
do
trained,
park
for them.
them.
It's as easy.
Yes, they park them.
They don't.
They have to.
You can't,
there are
if this
times
is a
where they
vehicle-
have to stop here.
Yeah,
They can't stop here,
Yeah.
and they can't stop here.
Yeah, no.
It has to be here, and it happens every day to them, and
Yeah.
they do it. Somehow they're able to get that done every
Well,
day.
it's like-
but when they pull up, for
Yeah.
years, I've always been like, well, maybe
because
it's just
yeah.
hard to stop.
You
No, it
wouldn't
isn't.
be 10 feet off. If you're driving, if you're operating a vehicle where you,
You
can just
can
be
stop
10
it.
feet off any time, we're like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm 10 feet to the left. It's not a vehicle that's safe to operate. Fuck it, I'm in the other side of traffic.
Dude, you know what? Know
within
who
10
the
feet.
next another dream guest is? CTA bus driver. Let's officially figure this
I have
out.
a cousin.
Because they'll come on and they'll be like, "No, we just hate you."
Oh no, it's 100%.
I think
that.
that's
I have
what
a
it
grandma. I have my
It's
grandma.
just like we just want you to have to walk a little.
She's
bit.
retired, so she's we have to get her soon. But she's my grandma's first cousin. Awesome lady. Wild. She lived in this like she actually lived now right 50 feet from where my mom lives, but. There's this area of town. It's all old. Like there's like an 80-year-old woman who, on my 18th birthday, it was like her best friend, this cousin, this bus driver cousin woman.
Yeah.
This 80-year-old woman was like, on my 18th birthday, I'll fuck you. And I was like, ugh. I wasn't related to the 80-year-old. She was her friend. But my cousin, she drove a bus on the south side. She drove the 79th Street bus, which is like the heart of. It goes through like the heart of the hood, and she's the only. She was a white woman and the only white person on the route. She was just a mean. She stood up for herself. Cold lady.
She's a bus driver, dude.
She has
They're all pretty
She has
mean.
crazy cool bus driver stories.
I'm sure she has some great ones.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the only one I ever took to stage.
You didn't take the
I never brought up
premise?
the Stephen Hawking one. I never.
You didn't take a premise up on stage?
I did the bus thing on stage. I remember telling the bus joke when I was first starting open mics.
That's not bad.
It's a fun thing. I mean, it never really.
It's a fun idea.
Yeah,
Again, it's more of a. It doesn't have like a.
It's not full on.
premise.
And people don't.
Which is fine, dude. I'm all premises. I mean, people say you need punchlines. I have yet to have one. So we'll see how that goes for me.
Loose definition of premise for you as well. But
Yeah, exactly.
all right. Here, this happened to my college roommate. This is an anecdote that I'm just gonna steal this anecdote from her and tell it on stage. But you know, she bought something. It came out. You know, she was at a convenience store. Bought some snacks. Came out to $10.89. She paid with $20, and the clerk goes, "I'm really sorry to tell you this, but your change is $9.11."
Was the
That's
clerk
funny
being
when you're
serious
changing-
or funny?
He was being serious. Like it's just a little
Hey,
awkward.
don't get triggered.
Your change is 9/11.
Your change is 9/11.
It is kind of awkward to have to say that to a stranger.
And it would be funny to like lean in and be like, it's 9/11. Hey,
never forget.
at 11, he's like talking at full volume first. He's like, so your change comes out to
9/11.
I'm sorry.
Your change
Comes
is
out to 9/11.
your change is actually the Holocaust.
Yeah. Your change comes out to Holocaust.
Your change is actually
What is
slavery in America.
What was it, like 6 million?
Change comes out to 6 million. Ooh. Your real estate purchase of land in Bed-Stuy.
And then it would be funny if they did the same thing for any time on numbers note. Like, your change came out to 69. Nice. 69. Double 69.
Okay. Your change came out to 420.69.
Your change came out to 888, which just looks like a bunch of boobies. So I'm sorry about that. Just being a child about the numbers.
If I turn the cash register upside down, it looks like boobs. 580.05.
Sorry about that.
580.08. That's boobs.
So stupid.
I don't think I know every calculator word.
I know you do.
580.08.
That's why I brought it up. I knew you'd know them all.
Well, I'm old enough. I was right at
I
the
would
cusp
know how to
of-
use them, but I wouldn't know how to find them.
The first year of college, I never had to use a calculator again. They were like, yeah, everything you can do on your computer.
Yeah.
And then, but I had them throughout high school. I had the TI-80.
No, I mean, I know how to use a calculator very well.
Yeah.
I just don't know all the calculator tricks.
7734 hell.
Oh, hardcore. Was that when you were in your hardcore phase?
That's when I was a hardcore. Straight edge. Hardcore. Some are capitalized, some aren't. Some are lowercase. That's how I fuck around with my
That's how
X's.
hardcore he is.
Here's the last one. I was on the CTA the other day.
Oh,
In
bring
April
me
of
into it.
2018.
I like that you're bringing me into it.
And I see this woman get on. She's a bit older, middle-aged, maybe a little older. I'm like, oh, should I offer my seat? I don't know. Would it be insulting? She seems a little too young. I'm going to give her my seat. And then right away, the announcement came on. Priority seating for the elderly. And I'm like, oh, I'm not giving it after it reminded me of elderly. So I set my ass down.
Yeah, that's funny to have chivalry be destroyed by other people's attempted chivalry. It's
And
like
the
I've been
announcements,
the only times I've ever actively rallied against doing something chivalrous is when someone will like make the announcement and be like, you guys should be, and I mean like a random person. Have you ever been in that situation where a random person will be like, I can't believe nobody's giving this woman a seat?
I never do it
And I'm
for
like,
women,
okay,
but I do it for men, so I get what you're saying. No, I do the thing where I'm like, people should take their backpacks off and squeeze in. And then they're like, fuck that guy.
yeah, dude.
And I'm like, you're the fucking dork with a backpack. And then I grab him from the handle and I pull him down to the ground.
Yeah, and then what I do is
and then
I
I go to
follow
jail.
them home.
And I punch him in the back.
right when they put their key in the lock, I punch them right in the face. Right in the face.
Right in the face.
The files. As hard as I can. Was that all your jokes, dude?
I only ever wrote 4
How did you
in my
do
life.
5 minutes with that?
I didn't do those jokes. Oh, those were the first 4 notes in my iPhone. I mean, I did the bus one. The others were just the first 4 iPhone notes.
You didn't do the last one? I like the last one.
Pretty good, right?
And it would have tied nicely into the
I kind
bus
of made
one.
a meme similar to it, though. It had Skeletor laughing like, ha, 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 ha. And it's like when I take a seat on the CTA from a blind, pregnant, disabled old woman.
No, that would have been a good, you could have done them together. I was trying to get on the bus, and this bitch stops in front of me.
Oh, man.
And then I get on the bus.
I could have done a whole public transit thing.
Yeah, I get on the bus, not in the bus.
Yeah.
No, I guess
Not in the bus.
on the bus.
Not left of the bus. Yeah. So
Going on a squeegee hunt for jokes. That's what that joke reminds me of. I don't get in the cab. Or I get in the cab, not on the cab. You get on the train. You go into the city.
is that Carlin? You doing Carlin?
Yeah, I'm doing Carlin, dude. I have a great Carlin. You want to hear my Bernie Mac?
I ain't scared of you.
No, that's not my Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
You want to hear my Bernie Mac? He died.
My
Did he
lungs-
die of a heart attack?
No, he died. He died of a very unfortunate, very rare disease where your lungs solidify and become
What the hell?
They turn to.
This is a joke.
No, this is 100% real. It's called like sarcosis.
And his lungs just harden.
They chalk up. They turn to harden.
That's
You have respiratory problems.
way to bring it down, dude.
I Google.
Bring down the fucking
It's
mood.
predominantly in African Americans,
Disease.
and I Google those all the time.
So it's a racist disease,
It's a racist disease.
dude. The racist
But it
diseases are the worst. Like that's why I'm not, dude. I'm not
way
cool
less,
with sickle cell anemia.
I'm so much less racist than sickle cell.
Dude. Yes. People call me racist, and I'm like,
Have you seen sickle cell?
Have you met sickle cell? Have you seen what sickle cell anemia is doing? Have you seen what gun violence is doing, dude? I'm not racist at all.
Some people are like, gun violence is a disease, and it's like, can't we just have words mean what we're...
Yeah.
Uh-oh, the polygraph is coming up. You said something about words.
He said something about words carrying meaning. All right. One of my notes?
Yeah.
Ready to get hit with one?
Yeah.
That was too much. I'm sorry to the listeners.
Can't sit here when the wind blows. Go on.
I'm sorry, but your change is 69.69.
I'm sorry, but 9/11. Imagine like we're going into that guy's store on 9/11. I'm sorry, but that's a reminder.
It's 9/11.
It's 9/11.
It's so funny.
Have you
They'll
ever...
just be like, ma'am, you might need to sit down, but your change is 9/11. Like you put your hand on their shoulder and like, I want you to know everything will be okay. Your change is
93. United 93. It's really rough.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's very funny. Okay.
In Britain, their terrorist attack was on like 7-Eleven, right? And it's like,
Really?
they could never go to those stores.
Dude, they're probably so offended when they come to America and see 7-Elevens everywhere. Just like, what the hell, dude?
They flip their day and their month, though. They go 11/7s.
Oh, it's 11/7.
They think it's November 9th was when 9/11 happened. Like November 9th, it was a chilly.
That's why all those British people call me and go, sorry.
That's what November Rain's about,
Yeah.
right? That Guns N' Roses song.
Yeah,
is
the
about
British
November.
dudes call me every time in November and they go, I'm so sorry. It's
I'm sorry, your
9/11.
change is 11/9. It's $8.10.
That's why when you go to England, they're like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Your changes.
I'm Egyptian. I'm one of the cool ones.
Your changes. 11/9.
11/9. Could you sound less of a pussy when you tell me?
Dude, they're not patriots.
No, they're not.
Not patriots. They're not getting into patriot cuts.
Yeah, the whole
And your
point,
hair
and
salon that you
so yeah,
didn't
the whole
like,
and I never
bringing
finished
it
the
back
point
up.
of the Irish Revolution was then that they got their freedom from the British, and then they turned on each other and they said, "You were willing to sell out earlier. You
Yeah,
were
yeah,
willing
yeah.
to just take
'Cause
concessions.
you're not Irish enough.
We're gonna kill you."
Yeah.
That was the Civil War.
That's a
Civil War
bad
came
move.
out, and that happens all the time. Animal
Yeah,
Farm,
people like people
Russian
in the
Revolution.
after a revolution, there's also
You
there's
say you
often
want
a
a
civil war.
revolution.
Often.
In America, it was 4 years apart. That's
Yeah,
exactly the length.
because we're ballers.
I'm sorry to
You're
tell you,
just-
you just 4 I'm really sorry.
He does that with
Your
every
change is 7.
national, like national tragedy.
Every time I say 87 now, I'm for sure saying 7. 7. What? This speech song, you're like Lincoln the night before. He's like, that's what the movie, Spielberg movie Lincoln's about. It's about that speech. And he's like, this fucking speech sucks.
And he's like, wait, I got a hook.
7. I remember like,
I like
whoa, these are the only words I need to ever remember.
He's just like a rapper in the studio. All his congressmen are, he's like,
go.
4
spit
and
the sickest
7.
flow.
And everyone's like, oh!
There's some inalienable truths that we all know. life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness.
Do you know the whole thing? Are you gonna?
This isn't a thing.
You're gonna rap the whole thing.
No, but that's like how if you do a play in grade school, there's usually a rap involved. You got to rap like that.
You had some nerdy white teacher
we did the
being
dinosaur
like, a
rap.
hip hop, a hippie to the hoppy to don't stop the rocks.
Well, here's what's confusing. We had these Sergeant Pepper costumes, and they fit them into the school play every year. And we'd rap about dinosaurs.
Like, so we spent $100 on these damn costumes.
They were nice, yeah. And it's like, you're going to be rappers in these Beatles costumes, Sergeant Peppers, and you're going to be rapping about dinosaurs. And it's the dinosaur rap. And here to know the generation gap from ages ago. The Triceratops, or the Triceratops horns caused a mighty hex, but not as bad as the T-Rex.
We had Ice Ice Baby about...
Ice, baby.
Yeah, about rocks.
Rice.
It was like ice.
They could have went with rice.
Baby. Stop. I can't remember it at
erode
all.
and glisten.
Yeah, but that's like what it was. It was like eroding, walking in the river.
A new territory and a new edition of the climate.
Yeah. Like
if you are a primate, it's going to be hard to survive.
That dude was my 8th grade science teacher.
Only turtles will thrive.
That dude was my 8th grade science teacher. And he also taught, Fat Boy Burps.
Mm-hmm.
He also taught track, or coached track.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this kid, Cameron Moore. And one time, that guy, our science teacher, put an elk carcass in Cameron Moore's locker. Like, Cameron Moore was on the track team, and he just, basically bullied this kid. I mean, it was funny. It was all good fun. No. Instead, he became the vice president of our high school when we graduated middle school and went and coached track at the high school and kept bullying Cameron. They were really close, but it was very funny. I remember the day I heard about that. I was like, that's that is A-class bullying. A carcass in your locker is that's the movie Caroline or whatever the hell. What was the movie where the girl gets the blood on her head?
Carrie.
I was like, he just carried her. He just carried him. And then one time he just pushed him under one of the emergency showers and pulled it.
This is kind of homoerotic in some ways. You don't just put an elk in another man's locker. You don't want to fuck him.
Yeah, that is true.
You
give a man an elk carcass.
You don't rough a man up in a shower.
Dude, even a cat knows that. You give someone a carcass, it means you want him.
You're my owner.
You're my owner.
This is to impress you, master.
I'm sorry, but this rat is 9/11. Your cat just I'm really sorry. I accidentally killed 911 cats.
I'm very sorry, but I killed 6 million.
What is that, dude?
They're trying to be a Hitler
Siamese?
dog, German Shepherd.
Oh,
the problem is I killed no, I don't know. Sounds Italian.
I'm sorry to say this, but your change is 6 million. Oh, no.
Change for all these ovens.
It's 6 million. That's so stupid. We're gonna go back and listen to this. We're gonna go back and listen to this and be like, "That's the dumbest thing we've ever laughed about." Just whispering numbers. I wish either of us knew more about history so we could have more dates.
33 AD.
Yeah.
The year of Jesus' death.
I'm sorry, but your change is 33. That's when Jesus died.
I'm sorry, but we're in Britain, and the change is 1776.
Yeah, 1776. I like the idea of prefacing it by where you are, too.
We're in Britain.
We're in Britain, and the change is 1776. Okay, ready for a point? I think we talked about this earlier, but I love... We were talking about how, there are dudes out there... the dudes out there that won't say I love you are the dudes that are the word, if I say it too much, the word will have no power. First of all, those are the same dudes that are whoa, why can't I say the N-word? Words don't have any power. Come on, it's just a word. But also...
Don't lump them all in, because I might be guilty of one and not the other.
But also being I won't say I love you because of power. My brothers gave me the best advice in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this girl won't stop saying I love you, and she wants me to say it back. And my brothers just went, do it, pussy. just lie.
Yeah, no, is the best
Just
advice.
lie.
I
Well,
lie
here's
about
what,
everything
here's,
else in my
here's
life. Why
really
is
what
that
it
the
came
one
down
thing?
to. They were like, do you not love her? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, then just say you do. Unless you don't, for sure don't, well, then you should break. Are you trying to
No, I'm doing myself.
Okay. Unless you, like, actively don't like them, in which case you should break up, just say you love them. You can just lie. Like, my last relationship basically ended.
Well, I'm going to lie in the future. I think it is good advice to lie.
Yeah, just lie.
So going forward, I'll lie because
say,
I haven't lied in the past. It is a weird, it is one of the few things where I won't lie about.
Yeah, that's an insane thing for you to draw the line on.
I lie about
you lie about everything, dude.
More, yeah.
You lie about everything, and it's hilarious
to get even
that
to
your
the point
line
where love is being brought up. I must have lied to that woman thousands of times.
It's hilarious that's where you're like, I can't lie to you about this. I don't know if I love you. It's like, just say you do. It'll make her feel better. You might not know yet, and if you decide you don't later, you can just say, I
never loved you.
No.
I never loved you. I was thinking about it earlier.
Monster.
When we were at Six Flags earlier on the Raging Bull, I said I loved you.
I don't.
Because I'm scared of roller coasters.
I'm sorry, but your change is today, and I'm breaking up with you.
Your change is one, the loneliest number. After two. That's what it's about, is that the loneliest thing to be is with someone you never loved. It is crazy to be like
Tiny Vessels from Death Cab for Cutie, dude. I'm sorry, but your change is Barack Obama.
I'm sorry, but your change is 30 seconds to Mars.
Now we're getting really far on this joke. We're getting really far away from what it originally was. I'm sorry, but your change is 20 matchboxes.
I'm sorry, but your change is 31 flavors of ice cream at Baskin Robbins.
I'm sorry, but your change is 5 for 5. It's 5 for 5.
I'm sorry, but your change is a $5 footlong. Little boy.
That would also be funny for someone to say your change is what you purchased. Like they're like, that's $20, and they'll be like, sorry, your change is a sweater. That would be such a funny thing to make an employee do. Is be like, here's your change.
They give them stuff called
every
change.
time you give it.
They keep their money. Where's my $7? No, this is your change.
This is your change, dude. You bought this thing.
You changed.
My job isn't to give you change. My
This is
job
the
is
change.
to give you a sweater.
I change money into sweater.
I change money. That's what this is.
You gave me
this
one
is a
money.
currency exchange.
You gave me one money. I gave you one sweater.
And they're like, what's the confusion with there? You go, have you ever changed euros to dollars? They go, they take a fee.
Mm-hmm. My fee.
This is a currency exchange. You're getting a sweater. You're going from U.S. dollars to sweaters.
In my sovereign nation of my apartment,
where there's sweaters.
Sweaters are the currency.
I'm sorry to say this, but your change is 2 sweaters.
Elon Musk.
Your change is 2 sweaters.
They call my sweaters Elon Musty. Anyway.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Do you have any final points?
No.
I have one. This is a note about my joke, but it was just, I do like the idea of, and I think we talked about this yesterday, but there's nothing. Okay, I did have this question for you, and I hadn't asked it yet, and I finally do want to ask it. Do you think, what was like as a kid, because I was thinking about this the other day, what was as a kid the silliest thing that you got in like, that you were like, I'm going to run away, but now as an adult you realize is like a silly thing?
I think my dad, I didn't have lunch money one day, and I came home and I was like, I don't have lunch money. Mm-hmm. I'm going to McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
Going into my dad, you didn't give me lunch money. I'm dipping into my I ran away, and I just went to McDonald's for an hour. I only ran away once, I think.
And you were just upset because he didn't give you lunch money?
He like forgot to give me $3 for the lunch money.
And you were like, dude, this guy hates me. I'm out.
I didn't eat. I haven't. Look at me. You looking. Yeah, I came home and
I
had
haven't
7
eaten
bowls
in
of cereal.
6 hours, you
Yeah,
lunatic.
I knew I would get home and have 7 bowls of Dino Bites, the knockoff Cocoa Crispy treat, and then I went to McDonald's.
Because there is something as a parent where like you have to be mad about things. Like I remember I got in trouble once for smoking tea, and it was the first time. This isn't the time that was the silliest I got in trouble.
Oh,
but
for where I got in trouble, you can go on.
But it was one of the first times where my dad like genuinely just kind of laughed, and he was like,
one time
my mom was all mad and serious. My dad literally was just like, why? Why would you smoke tea? What does it do? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, that's the dumbest. He literally was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Don't do that anymore. And I was like, I won't. It didn't do anything. He's like, yeah, it's tea.
I went to this party once. This was the time I got in trouble.
Was it silly times trouble or like you deserve to get in real trouble?
Well, both of these are. I didn't get in trouble that much, and every time I did, I deserved it.
You deserved it.
One time, yeah. Then,
well, I mean, sometimes you get in trouble and you deserve it, but you were a kid, and so it is a little bit like they had to be more like.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do
like
this.
that.
But
so
as
one
an adult,
here,
it's like okay.
This one's fun. I'll go out on this one. I would take the Kimball bus. I'd caddy in the summer, and that's what I talked about. Got me into comedies. I'd listen to stand-up specials on the ride there and back. I'd like torrent them or lime wire them, and then I would sometimes like. My mom lived far away, so I would sometimes. And I did this like a couple times. A lot of times they knew about it though, but I would go hang out. Like instead of just going straight home, I'd go hang out. Like I'd leave a little earlier than I said I'd leave, and I'd go hang out in Lincoln Park. Like I worked on the Northwest Side, Devon and Pulaski, lived in Lincoln Park, or partied in Lincoln Park, went to school in Lincoln Park, and then I lived on the South Side, and or no, this was I was still living in Humboldt Park, and but I'd go like east and then go west instead of just going south, and then I like lied to my mom, and I was like, I came up with a pretty crazy lie. I was like a homeless guy. I had like a meltdown on the bus. They had to kick us off the bus. We got on the bus like.
Your mom's like, no.
No. Here's what's crazy.
That's not how it works.
No, they were like, yeah, that's totally believable. Homeless guy having a meltdown.
Yeah, but also like how much it would have to be such a huge meltdown to shut down, to make everyone leave a bus. He would have to be throwing human shit. But
what ended up and here's what's crazy.
I've seen people take shits on the bus.
I didn't get to go to sophomore year. This kept me from sophomore year homecoming, and I had a date, and I didn't get to take her. Like I didn't get to go with her.
Dude,
and
you would have gotten laid.
No, but I would have gotten to get juked down and grinded on.
Yeah, you might have gotten a handy.
Maybe not, but
a dry, terrible hand job.
But I'm a dry boy, so
you are a dry boy. You do love them dry.
Dry boy and the cry boy. Anyway, so I was only out less than 2 hours total because it was able to be. This whole excuse was bought. I definitely was home by 8:30 or some shit, and I get home. And my mom buys it. It's like, yeah, there's homeless guy at a meltdown. We had to get on the next bus. And,
bus.
Yeah.
Bus is much more believable than train. I thought you said train.
No, yeah. And then the next day, my friend posts on my Facebook, and this is before my parents had Facebook, this Dave Chappelle. And this is like why I use this lie, but there's the Chappelle bit of him on the bus and the homeless guy hijacking it by like jerking off on the bus and walking up and down the aisle. Yeah. And there's the homeless guy making eye contact with everyone walking. And he's like finally going to like busts on someone or something. Yeah. It's like a great bit. It's from like, 25 years ago. And he shared it on my wall. And then my mom, I left my Facebook logged in on my computer. And like she saw it on my computer the next day. And like was like, oh, clearly you lied to me because this is like similar beats to the Chappelle bit. Oh. So I stole a Chappelle bit in high school as a
real story. We're like some homeless guy jumped on
and just started jerking off.
And then he came in and took over the bus. He terrorist attacked us on the bus. Yeah,
and then I couldn't get to go to homecoming. I had to go to
That's lame as hell. I missed
yeah, I'm gonna yell at my mom about it today.
I think I might have missed the homecoming, but it was cool. I had a girlfriend at the time anyway, so we just faked.
Nice.
Stayed home and faked. I got kicked off the football team at the homecoming game. I was drunk at the game while I was playing. I was playing football. I was starting both ways. And the best part is I remember like basically what happened is I played a whole football game both ways. And then after the game, I basically like they thought I had a concussion at halftime. And then when they were checking me, I was just reeked of alcohol. And then after the game, I blew a .08. So after playing both ways of a football game, I blew a .08. And I remember, like, my principal, when I blew it, he was like, he, like, showed my dad, and my dad was like, what the fuck? And I just remember them both being, like, impressed.
But, like,
and having to be like, dude, this is bad.
Well, it is kind of funny.
And then, sorry, this was one of my favorite parts is my mom comes in and she's like, she's furious, obviously. And she's like yelling at me so much that my principal's like, you have to quiet down or these cops are going to come over and probably arrest him. Like, I want this to be within the school, but these cops are dickheads. And they'll like, and they tried to, and he stopped them. And he was like, you got to get out of here. What I remember is my mom was like, I knew you were playing a bad game. And just at the same time, my dad and I were both like, I had 4 sacks. I had 4 sacks in one half of a football game. That's amazing. Like, what are you talking about? I was playing great.
Damn,
yeah.
bro.
That was the...
Good to see you haven't changed.
Time. That was silly time, but that was bad time, too. Because, like, that was... You know, when you're that young, too, it's, like, stuff about, you know... I would have had to drive home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, blowing a .08. You know what I mean?
On the mountains, on the very scary
yeah, I wasn't as responsible in that sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been known to knock a few back, but...
As a 15-year-old boy playing football.
It's a little bit of a different story when you're talking about like a 6-year-old man who's going to take the train home versus like a 16-year-old boy who's going to fucking black out and then drive up a mountain. It's a little bit more. Don't drink and drive is my point. That was the main problem there, is that I would have wound up having to drive. I probably honestly would have just had my girlfriend take me to her place and just crash there. Just fucked. I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry, but your changes. Your son died in a drunk drive.
It is change. That's what's funny about all this.
I'm sorry, your changes. See that bed with your son.
The change is that you no longer have a son. He died after that football game, and he had 12 sacks.
Some say they see him on the football field to this day.
37 sacks.
I'm sorry, but your son is now a ghost.
Yeah,
he haunts the football field of Beaver Creek, Colorado.
Your change is your son's a specter.
Do you know Casper, the friendly ghost? Well, you have Ryder, the alcoholic child ghost.
It is funny to... Okay, whatever. I think we're done.
Good night.
Good night.